What's going on, everyone? Samson here. Welcome back to my channel. This is just a quick little video rant of the current failings that's going on right now at Liverpool, especially more so in Liverpool's midfield. Before I get into it, guys, don't forget hit the subscribe button, notification bell, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. You know the deal. Come on. Anyway, so Liverpool Football Club right now we are approaching the end of the transfer window, 31st of August 2022, and Liverpool's midfield is looking like this: Fabio Carvalho, unproven in the Premier League; Thiago Alcantara, currently injured and very injury prone; Harvey Elliott, one for the future. Then you've got Jordan Henderson, legs have gone, but the team captain, so he has to start. James Milner, the pensioner, wins the bleep test every pre-season, so we have to give him a new contract every year just to prove that just to show that we're Sentiment FC. Fabinho, a midfielder who can't run. Who would have ever thought that? A midfielder who's been out of form for the last 6, maybe 7 months, yet still gets picked to start every game. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, again another midfielder, injury prone, is not good enough. Should have left in the summer. Should have left this summer or last summer. Naby Keita, again injury prone, was never the answer. Should have left. Curtis Jones, still young and raw, can be one for the future and can be one for the here and now, just not giving a good enough run of games, and it's starting to show that he's a bit injury prone as well. That is Liverpool's current midfield, and then obviously you've got a few youngsters in reserves, but they're not really worth mentioning. What this video and this rant is going to be about is simply the fact that this summer Liverpool have known that our midfield is probably lacking in creativity, goals, all-round ability in this midfield. Like, Thiago is probably our most creative and technically gifted midfielder, but yet he's injury prone, and yet we can't rely on, he's what, 32, 33, so we can't rely on him starting every game and playing every game, right? Henderson, team captain, plays every game, but his legs are gone. He came on against Man United in the second half. Came on against Crystal Palace in the second half last week, and he came on as a sub in the second half, but yet he looked tired. Like, how does that make sense? Fabinho, defensive midfielder, supposed to be the one to hold that midfield. He can't run. If Fabinho gets caught out of position, he's out of the game. Like, he can't. A midfielder that can't run is useless in your team, especially if your team is very high on pressing. And it's just frustrating. Anyway, the reason why I made this video is because we are putting all the eggs in one basket and banking on us getting Bellingham or a midfielder next summer. I don't understand why the emphasis is so focused on next summer. I mean, there's no guaranteed long-term success in having to wait next summer, because surely the here and now is what's important, and the here and now right now is Liverpool don't have a good midfield to not only challenge for the league but to even challenge the top 4. Now I'm worried about us facing, like, people are going to say, oh, but we beat Man City in the Community Shield, so we should be fine. No, that's a one-off game that doesn't dictate the whole season. It's a friendly, if anything. So us going into a season, a 38-game season, throw in the World Cup in the middle of that, and like, we are going to struggle. If it's not going to be with injuries, it's going to be with creativity. And like we saw the first game of the season, our midfield, our so-called strongest midfield, Henderson, Thiago, and Fabinho, they got outplayed, outworked, outmuscled, outfought. Second balls were not like, we were just outplayed. We were played off the park in midfield against Fulham, and it's a newly promoted team. So that should show, and that should tell Liverpool fans that our midfield is not up to scratch and is not ready to challenge for a title. But you're gonna have people who say, just support the team, Klopp knows what he's doing, blah blah blah. No, I'm sure if Klopp had to, I'm sure if FSG gave Klopp the money to buy midfielder this summer, he will do it. The reason why he won't do it is because we don't have the money to do it this summer, which is another confusing fact, because our owners are not, they're not poor, they're billionaires. So I don't understand why we do not have the money to buy any players. When you look at the success that Liverpool have won, the Champions League in 2019, the Premier League in 2020, yes, there was a pandemic in the midst of that, cool. won the domestic cups last season. We've qualified for the Champions League for the last 6 seasons straight. We've been to 3 Champions League finals. But yet, where's the money for us to invest and rebuild the squad? Yes, we've spent money on a new training facility, improved the stadium, all that good stuff. I get it. But at the end of the day, success is won on the pitch. And if you don't reinvest and rejuvenate your squad, you're always gonna be left lagging behind. Now, we spent 80 or so million on Nunes in the summer, great. But it's still not enough. It's still not enough. And it's evident when you have other teams in and around us that are making leaps and bounds. Man United are being linked with Casemiro. United, who are not even in the Champions League, who are currently 20th in the Premier League, are in for Casemiro. But yet there's talks of him possibly going there. But yet we're being linked. We're standing still with our hands on our dick doing nothing. Like, it is actually ridiculous. But, you know, when you're a Liverpool supporter, you have to come to terms with stuff like this because it's just how our clubs run. We have to wait for the right player to come along, and who knows, that could be next season, that could be the season after. So yeah, hopefully players like Jones and Elliott and Carvalho come good this summer, come good now, because we need them this season. Chances are they probably won't. Milner's still at the club, so I don't see us doing. I mean, the icing on the cake with all of this, the icing on the cake would be if Jay Spearing started for us in our midfield, because the way things are going right now, it's looking that way, that Jay Spearing will play a game for us this season in midfield, because we just don't have the players to stay fit and the quality to win games in midfield. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens. And it's annoying because we have probably 3 quality youngsters in midfield: Jones, Carvalho, and Elliott. But yet none of them, they all play sort of similar roles in midfield. So you can't play all 3 of them together, because none of them play defensive midfield. They all play the advanced, the number 8 or 10 role, which is advanced attacking midfield. You can't play all 3 of them in midfield, because then we're gonna be even more screwed. So it's just, I don't know, it's frustrating. I want to say drop Fabinho, drop Henderson, drop Milner, but you can't, because then you have no midfielders. So, you know, why Ox is still there, I don't know. For the sake of his career, he needs to move on. Same thing with Keita. It's just frustrating. Honestly, it's just frustrating. But, guys, let me know what you think. Alright, I'm not over-exaggerating. Is our midfield in safe hands? Do you think Klopp is frustrated? Do you think Klopp wants a midfielder now, but he knows he can't, so he's just being respectful and not like having like one of these outbursts? I don't know. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll probably see you again soon.